High-level overview. The wisdom and poetry books of the Bible, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Songs, offer timeless insights into human experience, divine wisdom, suffering, worship, love, and the meaning of life. These books are deeply emotional, richly theological, and beautifully written, using Hebrew poetry to explore the depths of the human soul and the heights of God's character. They teach us how to live wisely, worship honestly, suffer faithfully, love purely, and seek meaning beyond the material. More than rules or doctrine, these books give us language for our hearts, whether broken, joyful, confused, or full of praise. This is a summary of the Bible's wisdom and poetry books, where we break down the key insights, ideas, and takeaways from this content, giving you the gist so you can decide if you want the rest. The full summary is available on perfectsummary.com, and you can listen to the podcast Perfect Summary on all major platforms or watch it on YouTube at Official Perfect Summary. The discussion explores the meaning of suffering and human limitation, how to live with wisdom, humility, and reverence for God, the raw expressions of praise, lament, and trust, love and desire as gifts from God, the fleeting nature of life, and the call to live for eternity. Book-by-book breakdown. Hall 1 Job, Suffering and Sovereignty. A righteous man, Job, loses everything, family, health, and wealth. He wrestles with why the righteous suffer while his friends wrongly assume suffering is always a result of sin. God eventually speaks, not with answers, but with a display of his majesty and wisdom. Job responds with humility and is restored. Even when we don't understand suffering, God is just, wise, and trustworthy. The Lord gives, and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Psalms, honest worship in every emotion. A collection of 150 songs and prayers written by David, Asaph, Moses, and others, includes praise, lament, thanksgiving, confession, and royal psalms, teaches us to bring every emotion before God, joy, sorrow, anger, fear, awe, frequently points to the coming Messianic King. Worship is not about pretending, it's about bringing your whole heart to God. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Create in me a clean heart, O God. Psalm 51, verse 10. 3 Proverbs, wisdom for everyday life. Attributed mostly to Solomon, the wisest man in history, offers short, memorable sayings about work, speech, relationships, money, integrity, and more. Wisdom is personified as a woman calling out in the streets. The fear of the Lord is the foundation for wisdom. Key theme. Wisdom is about living rightly with God and others in practical daily decisions. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 9 verse 10. R4 Ecclesiastes, Life Under the Sun. A reflective and sometimes cynical book, likely written by Solomon in his later years. Explores the meaninglessness, vanity of life when lived apart from God. Observes the frustration of injustice, death, and fleeting pleasures. Ends with a powerful conclusion: fear God and keep his commandments. Key theme. Life is temporary and often confusing, but meaning is found in revering God and enjoying his gifts. Meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Ecclesiastes 1:1. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Ecclesiastes 12:1. 5. Song of Songs. Love and Intimacy. A poetic dialogue between lovers, celebrating romantic and marital love, filled with rich metaphors, passionate desire, and mutual delight. Historically interpreted both literally, human love, and allegorically, God's love for his people. Love is a divine gift, powerful and sacred. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. Love is as strong as death. Sonic key themes and reflections. Tadar 1. True wisdom begins with God. These books teach that real wisdom isn't found in intellect alone, but in humble reverence for God and alignment with his ways. 2. Every emotion belongs in God's presence. Whether you're praising or questioning, celebrating or suffering, God invites you to bring your heart to him, honestly. Life is short. Live with eternal purpose. Ecclesiastes reminds us that we can't find lasting meaning in wealth, pleasure, or status. True meaning is found in knowing God. 4. Love and relationship reflect God's design. Song of Songs shows us that romantic love is not shameful. It's sacred, powerful, and beautiful when expressed within God's boundaries. 5. Suffering doesn't always have clear answers. Job shows us that sometimes the why of suffering remains hidden, but God's presence is enough. Conclusion. The wisdom and poetry books of the Bible speak to the heart. They comfort the hurting, challenge the proud, direct the wanderer, and inspire the worshiper. They give us language to live, love, weep, wonder, and walk in wisdom, anchored in the fear of the Lord and trust in His goodness. Thanks for joining us today. This has been a summary of the wisdom and poetry books from the Bible. Check the links in the description to get access to more summaries. This summary came from perfectsummary.com, your go-to for podcast recaps, book breakdowns, and video summaries that give you the gist so you can decide if you want the rest. You can listen to the Perfect Summary podcast on all major platforms or watch our content on YouTube at Official Perfect Summary.